can you just put it into... Thank you.
Hi everyone, nice to meet all of you. All of you are on the PSW. Some of them are students.
Sure.
You students, okay.
I'm on the student visa.
Just put it in the computer and share that.
Only the presentation slide. So how many of your PSW is finishing on this year? You one? Any of? No? Okay.
Next year.
Huh?
Within 6 months.
6 months.
Within 6 months.
Within 6 months, all right, okay, okay. Within 3 months, so that means your one is finishing on November?
In January.
January, okay, January, okay.
Mine is February.
Your one is,
Yeah.
is any of you already incorporated the limited company? Incorporate, yeah. Because whenever you are on PSW, that time you have a right to do the business. So
I have UTR number. I declare as a self-employed.
okay, as a self-employed. All right. Okay. Okay. We'll speak to each of them, each of the options. Let's see if the presentation slide is working. Yep. This one. All right. Okay. In fact, I'm working as a chartered certified accountant in this country. I came this country in 2006 as an international student, and then I have finished my study in 2011. So from 2012 onward, I'm working as a chartered certified accountant. And in our time, me and Habib, we came in this country almost same time. He was on a student visa as well. So our time, we don't have the self-sponsorship visa. It was an entrepreneur route. When I finished the SCCA, then I went to the PSW visa, post-study work visa for 2 years. Then I switched my visa as an entrepreneur visa. But that time entrepreneur visa was really, really tough. So because whenever we applied for the entrepreneur visa, we have to show the £50,000 investment. And out of 5 applicants, 4 of them they advised. In fact, they invite for the interview. Even I was invited for the interview. And if you want to do the business, whether you have a knowledge for that business, I can give a simple example. As an entrepreneur, if you want, it's a basically home office example. If you want to open a cab office, then you have to have a experience for that. So that means as an entrepreneur, you can't open any business. If you are a doctor, you can start the business as a, might be medical or something. If you are accountant, you can open it. But the self-sponsorship visa, they don't have the requirement. As soon as you finish your your education, you can switch to the PSW. Then you can move to the self-sponsorship. You can I will explain this to you, how you can go for that. Okay. And at the moment, I am working as a tax partner in Adapt Accountex Limited. We are based on South London, and we serve the client all over the UK. So we do all kind of accountancy job, that's including VAT, CIS, PYE, then self-assessment, charity accounts. We do all kind of accounting job. It will come automatically. Okay. So whenever you go for the self-sponsorship, basically, like my discussion, it's introduction, company setup. I will explain something about the taxes, because whenever you set up the limited company, there are different taxes. One is the corporation tax. When the company is making the profit, you have to pay the taxes like based on your profit, PYE tax, VAT tax. After the taxes, I'm going to ask the question. If you guys have any question, you can ask me the question. I will answer that part. If you can go to the next part, please. These are my these are my company details. That's Adapt Accountex Limited. We are on 95 Miles Road, Mitcham. But we serve the client all over the UK. Even we serve the client in the Europe as well. We have some client in Spain, France, because like in Europe, like in lots of people, they have a property business in different countries. If you can go to the next slide, please. Okay. Regarding the company setup, I think how many of you already have the limited company? You applied for the You applied for the, you applied as a self-employed. What is your nature of trading?
It's like I show the company for security.
Okay, okay, so you work in security. Okay, I think whenever you working as a self-employed, that time might be self-sponsorship. If you want to go for self-sponsorship, you might have to set up the limited company. Because whenever you do the business in this country, you can basically do the business in a two way. One, as a self-employed, means any people over 17, everyone have a national insurance number. And whenever you have a national insurance number, then all of your earnings should come under the payroll. But apart from the payroll, if you do the business yourself, then you need to inform to the HMRC. HMRC will issue the UTR number, unique tax reference number, which you already have. And according to that UTR number, you have to submit the tax return every year. The year ending is always on 5th of April. That means now 1 year end is finished on 5th April 24. That what you have to submit the tax return on 31st of January 25 within 9 months. Another one is basically we call is like corporate structure, which is under the company house. You're going to set up a limited company. Whenever you are self-employed, in most of the time you working only yourself. But whenever you have a corporate structure, limited company, then other people might be work for you. So that's what we are discussing at the moment. So in this country, UK is a very basically investor-friendly country. If you want to set up a limited company, it takes 1 to 3 days. Even like 4 months before, it used to take only 1 day. Nowadays, it takes 1 to 3 days because now they do the ID check. So whenever you want to set up the limited company from your side, whoever work for you, you need to give them your proposed company name, your ID. ID means driving license and the passport, and your other details, national insurance number, birth city, those things. If the accountant, if they make the application for your limited company setup, you will get a link from the company house, and in your smartphone you need to check your ID. You need to update your ID, means you just on one picture. So that's the thing. Once ID check is finished, you will get the limited company. As soon as the limited company is set it up, you will get the company registration number, which we call CRN number, company registration number, which is one of the main important part of your limited company. And you will get the company house authentication code. Authentication code means is basically password. So whenever you got the company house authentication code, anytime if you need to make any changes, might be you changing your registered office address, or you might be appointing one more director, shareholding changes, so those you need the company house authentication code. As soon as the company registration number is updated within 3 days, you will get the authentication code in online as well. After the authentication code, these two are from the company house. Then from the HMRC, you will get the UTR number. Basically, whenever you set up the limited company, that means your basically supervisory body is two. One is the company house, one is the HMRC. So with the company house, you setting up the limited company, and once your year end finish, 1 year finish, within 9 months you have to submit the accounts to the company house. So company house, you only submitting the accounts. But in HMRC, you have to submit the company accounts and also use CT 600, which you call corporation tax return. So that's what UTR number, HMRC will issue the UTR number within 28 days. So that means on 1st of October, if you set up the limited company, by end of October, you will get the company UTR number, or might be middle of October, you will get the UTR number. It takes 2 weeks time. Once you get the UTR number and registration number, you can schedule an appointment for the bank. Basically, we advised all the clients to set up the bank on the bank, like where they have their own account, personal account. Means if you have a bank account in the HSBC, personal bank account, then if you make the online application in HSBC, they don't need to do the further ID check, because they already have your ID, they already have the details. So as soon as you give them the company registration number and company UTR number, they will approve the bank account number. There are lots of other banks like Manzo and Revolut. Those are the online bank. Basically, like some of the clients, they started the business on October, and they wants to start the trading on like mid of October. So by the time might be they are not getting the schedule for the high street bank. High street bank means Lloyds, HSBC. So that time we advise them to go for the online bank, but it's not the permanent solution. Because online bank, they online bank has some pros and cons. Pros means you will get the bank account within 1 day. Even you don't need to visit the branch because they don't have a branch, it's online bank. But the cons is in like COVID time, I believe, one of the bank, they are based on Germany, they basically suddenly go for the liquidation. But whenever they go for the liquidation, fortunately the UK, they stop the UK fund. It means whenever they go for the liquidation, whatever fund on the UK government, they tell them you can't withdraw the money from the UK at the moment, and they disperse the money to the UK people. So it means online bank, anytime they can go for the liquidation, then you are in a problem. But high street bank, they are under the Bank of England, so they are well organized and supervised, so it means your bank account will be protected. So that's why we advise to go for the high street bank, and also we advise to go to the bank where you have your personal bank account. If you go to the next one, please. So that means you will get the company registration number, you will get the bank account within 1 month's time. As soon as you got your company UTR number from the HMRC, you can make the application for the PYE. So that means in October, 1st of October, if you make your application for your incorporation, so hopefully end of October or might be 3rd of October or might be 3rd week of October, you'll get your UTR number, you can make the application for the PYE. So PYE means basically pay as you earn. So that's what you're going to make the application to the HMRC. So PYE application, it takes basically 3 to 4 weeks time. Sometimes they issue within 3 weeks, but sometimes it takes more than 4 weeks. So that's why anyone, especially you, anyone who are on like 3 months, only have a 3 months time, I will advise them to make the application or incorporation ASAP. So once the accountant make the application for the PYE registration, sometimes HMRC come back. HMRC tell that whatever information you provided is not matched with our record. Means might be your NI is not updated in the HMRC, might be the registered address or the director address is not matched with the HMRC. So HMRC can take some time. So that's why early application is better. But as soon as the PYE, so that means PYE registration, it takes 3 to 4 weeks. Once the PYE approved, you will get the employer PYE reference number and employer account office reference number. These two references is very important, because whenever the accountant is going to run the payroll for you with the 38,700 salary, they need to submit the RTI, real-time information, to the HMRC every month. So the payroll can be run on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, every 4 weeks, monthly. But usually most of the limited company and one or two director limited company, they run the payroll on monthly basis. If the accountant run the payroll, they issue the pay slip, they produce the pay slip, HMRC don't know anything unless the accountant submit the RTI to the HMRC. So sometimes what happens, like we got some client and might be they started the business on October and they have an employee and they wants to make the payment to the employee. So as an accountant, what we tell, yes, you can make the payment to your employees, and we can also run the pay slip. Whenever we run the pay slip, it is showing the tax, NIC, deduction, everything. So if they run the payroll for the £3,000 gross payment, so ultimately net payment is the 2,500, they make the payment to the employees, everything is fine. But it's not reported to the HMRC unless accountant have an employer POI reference and account office reference number. Because without these two reference, accountant they can't submit the RTI to the HMRC. Okay, so these two are it means what I want to tell you, basically each of the registration is very important. Unless the registration is done, you can withdraw the salary. With the software you can know that how much is the gross payment, how much is the net payment, how much is the tax, how much is the NIC. You can't submit anything to the HMRC. If you can go to the next slide, please. So now the company taxes. So means whatever we discuss is everything about the registration part. Your company registration, company UTR number, your bank, high street bank I prefer, POI registration number. Once you get the POI registration number, you get the account office reference number and the employer POI reference number. Now I want to talk that UK is one of the best country for the investor in the UK, in the Europe. After UK, France is the second attracting country that attract the investor. even though France is quite bigger than the UK, they also have a lot of opportunity. But with our Asian people, UK is like most attractive because of the language facilities. But if you see the African people, because French have a colony in the Africa, so that's why even some of the African countries' official language is French, so they prefer French. But we prefer UK, America, Canada, Australia, wherever the English is the main language. But the tax-wise, in 2019, whenever the Boris Johnson government was running the government, they had a plan to bring the tax on the corporation tax on 17%. It was on 19%. It is 19% now. But because of the COVID, UK is. I also want to add one more thing. UK is one of the most welfare country in the world. In COVID time, most of the business was backed by the government. How it is backed? Might be I had an office and I had 10 employees, but because of the COVID, I can't run the business. I can't pay the salary to my employees. That time, Rishi Sunak was the Ministry of Treasurer. He advised the owner to run the payroll, and whenever I run the payroll for the employees, every month the UK government, they reimburse the payroll. So that means for the 10 employees, if the payroll is like £30,000, they used to pay me 80%, £24,000. And they advised to pay 80%, but some of the employer, that is as a goodwill gesture, if he wants to pay 100%, is entirely up to you, but government will pay 80%. Now the businessmen, they tell that, okay, we running the payroll, but however the rent, we can't pay the rent. They tell that, okay, we will pay you rent as well. So especially the barber shop or the high street shop, most of them, they used to get the rent, rent from the government. Then some of the people, they tell that, but still we have some other liquidity problem, because rent, employer, so those you backed, but we have some other expenses. They tell that, okay, we will give you the bounce back loan. Bounce back loan means as long as if you have a limited company, you can apply for the £50,000 loan with some conditions, and the loan approved within 2 to 3 minutes. And bounce back means is backed by the government. And anytime if you are not able to repay the loan, that time basically government will take the decision, but government, they back the loan. It means there was guaranteed the loan. So these are the opportunity for the UK people. So anytime if any pandemic comes, any issues come, basically government will not leave you alone. So they will try to help you as much as they can. After the COVID, the problem is that the corporation tax was 19%. They had a plan for 17%. Now that 19%, they bring on 26.5%. So that means if your profit is £50,000, then your tax is 19%. Anything over £50,000, the tax is 26.5%. I can assure you that whenever you apply for the self-sponsorship visa, you are not affected by that, because in self-sponsorship visa, profit will come to that one. Anyway, the taxes, one is the tax is the VAT, one is the tax is corporation tax, one is the tax is the PY tax. There are some other taxes as well, CS, but it will not relate it for you. So we will basically discuss these 3 taxes. You guys know about the VAT? No. VAT means value added tax. Anything are standard rated you buying from the shop, anything standard rated means laptop, mobile phone, these are standard rated. Most of the product are standard rated in this country. They are charging you 20% tax. As a businessman, you set up the limited company, your turnover is gone up £90,000. You need to register for the VAT. If your turnover is below £90,000, you don't need to register for the VAT. So whenever you register for the VAT, then you charging the VAT to your client, and whatever you paying the VAT might be you buying a laptop or might be mobile phone, you can claim back the VAT 20%. Some of the business they are basically zero rated. One of the businesses basically baby product, they are zero rated. Rice, oil, so these kind of product they are zero rated. Healthcare industry means basically care homes. If anyone wants to set up the care home, turnover is £1 million, you don't need to pay the VAT. So I believe the VAT as a self-sponsorship visa, most of you don't require the VAT on day one, even might be you don't require the VAT after 1 year, unless you reach the 90K. Okay. even though if you are not reached 90K, some of the, just wants to share you, some of the business, even though you are not registered for the VAT, one is the compulsory registration, means you cross 90,000 pound standard product, you have to register. You didn't reach 90,000 pound, still you can register for the VAT as a voluntary basis. One of the good example, Amazon driver. We have some client who are Amazon driver and their weekly earning is around 1,000 pound. So if they work for 48 weeks, most of the people 4 weeks they take holiday. So that means their earning is 48,000 pound. Sometimes they also work as Amazon Flexi. Amazon Flexi means weekend time might be there also. So that means their earning is 55,000 pound. They are registered for the VAT. And VAT, there are two types of registration. One is flat registration, flat rate registration, which means they are charging 20% to Amazon. Their turnover is 50,000 pound, I can say. With the VAT registration, they are charging 20%, 10,000 pound to Amazon. Amazon paying them 10,000. So that means rather than 50,000, their turnover goes 60,000 pound. Now, if they are flat rate registration, that means they are going to pay the VAT 10% or might be 11%, like subject to the HMRC guidance. They have a guidance which nature of business have to pay what rate of VAT. So that means if they are paying 10%, that means 10% they are saving, because they get VAT like 10,000 pound from the Amazon, but they are paying 10% to the HMRC. They are not claiming any VAT. So that means 5,000 pound they save. In business, each of the pence is very important. Basically, each of the pound is very important. So anyway, so I believe most of you don't need to register for the VAT, but technically if you think anytime you need to register VAT, you work someone for the Amazon or some like contractor who will pay you 20% VAT, that's different case. You can speak to the accountant. Now the corporation tax. If your earning is might be 60,000 pound, do you think you have to pay the tax on 60,000 pound? No, because you're going to pay the tax based on the profit, like not on the turnover. You might have a turnover for £1,000,000, but might be bottom line, you might have a nil return or might be you make a loss. So I just show one demo company in here. Your turnover is 68,000 pound, might be I can say, okay? Then as a director, you doing the remuneration 38,700. You have some other expenses, staff salary, use of home, mobile bill, traveling, staff welfare, accountancy fee. Total expense is 62,000 pound. Net profit before tax is 5796. Then you have to pay the corporation tax 1101. Even though if your turnover is 45,000 pound, 45,000 means it's around I think like 3,500 pound in a month if you're earning. Still you don't need to pay the tax. You don't need to pay you don't have a like profit, because whenever you're earning 45,000 pound as a director, you doing 38,700 pound. On top, if you're paying the accountancy fees, traveling, as he mentioned that your like petrol bill and other thing. So ultimately bottom line is nil. Might be you're not paying the VAT. If you have a profit, you have to pay 19%. Okay. So that means ultimately VAT and corporation tax I explained. Anything over 50,000 pound profit, the rate is 26.5%.
So you're saying if we have a 50K of profit?
Yes. If
that's
you
the threshold.
Yeah, if you have a profit for 60,000 pound,
Yeah.
might be turnover is 100,000 pound and profit 60,000. So first 50,000 you paying 19%, and also second 10,000 you paying 26.5%. So out of three taxes we explained VAT, corporation tax. Now the other tax is the PYE tax. I think most of you work as an employee in somewhere, might be either in the supermarket or different places. So you know about your pay slip thing. I think you know about the pay, no?
Yes.
You haven't worked? Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe only
If you haven't worked, that means someone will work for you, might be. So anyway, so in the pay slip, it shows basically three kind of taxes. One is the employee taxes, one is the employee NIC, one is the employer NIC. Any of the accountant field from the accountant field?
I'm a qualified accountant.
You are qualified accountant. SCCA?
Yes.
Good. What is the personal allowance?
I'm not working. I'm currently working as a
Okay.
management accountant from last 9 years. So
All
I'm
right.
dealing with the taxes from a long time. So
Okay,
that's why
okay.
I'm interested in listening all this.
Okay, all right, okay. So basically up to 12,570 pound, you don't need to pay any taxes. If like someone is running the payroll for you 12,570, which means around 1,047 pound in a month, it will not incur any kind of taxes. But if someone is running the payroll for the 12,000, like 20,000 pound, then anything over 12,570 pound, you have to pay 20% excess. Whenever the salary is the over 50,000 pound, up to 50,000 pound, up to 12,570 no taxes. Then up to 50,000 pound, between 12,570 to 50,000 pound, we call it basic rate band, which is 20% tax. Anything over 50,000 pound is higher rate band, like 40% taxes. So one is the employee taxes, one is the employee NIC, which is 8%, one is the employer NIC, which is I think 13%. If you can go to the next slide, please. Yes, we have the figure in here. If the accountant is run the payroll for 38,700 pound, then the tax-free amount is 12,570. Up to 12,570, it will not incur the taxes. Then anything over 12,570, which is 26,130, the tax is 5226. Then employee NIC. Employee NIC means anything over 12,570, you have to pay the 8% NIC, which is 2,090. So that means basically 28%. Anything over 12,570, the tax is 20% plus 8% NIC, which is basically 7,316 pound. It will reflect on your pay slips. Means it will show the gross payment. Might be every month gross payment is a 3,000 pound in one column. Another column it will show the tax, employee NIC, then the net amount. Whatever the net amount, that amount as a director you have to transfer from your limited company bank accounts to your personal bank account. Ultimately, whenever accountant is going to send the pay slip every month, and might be sometimes the monthly figure, like monthly net figure is changed, because if you start the business on October and from the November, if the accountant is running the payroll, might be November, it will not incur any taxes. Because if you declare that you don't have any other job from 6th April 24, so that means in November, whenever he run the payroll for 3,000, so it means it's not reached the 12,570, so might be it's no taxes. But in December or January might be taxes start. If you can please brother go to the, no, yeah, this one. Okay, so these are the employee tax, employee NIC, then the employer NIC. Employer NIC means whenever employee is paying the 8% national insurance, employer have to pay the 13.8% national insurance, anything over 9,100 pound for the employees, which is basically 4,084. So whenever you setting a limited company, there are two entities. Your limited company is one entity, you yourself is a separate entity. Limited company, whatever they're making the profit, they're going to pay their own tax, which we call basically corporation tax. Anything from the limited company, you can withdraw the money in a two way. One is a director remuneration, one is a dividend. Whenever you withdrawing the money as a director remuneration, you have to pay these taxes. These two taxes as an employee you have to pay. This one your employer will pay. Employer means your limited company will pay. And another one is that apart from the salary, you can withdraw the money as a dividend as well. And all the limited company shareholder and director, they have to register as a self-employed like you, UTR number, because that the PYE is going to submit every month with the RTI, but the dividend it has to submit with your self-assessment. End of the year, you need to tell HMRC that as a director from the limited company, I withdraw the salary up to this much, then I withdraw the dividend up to this much. So that's what it. So now the employer NIC is 4,084. So that means whenever whenever the accountant is going to run the payroll, automatically the tax will calculate in every month, and if the PYE tax is more than 1,500 in a month, then you have to pay HMRC monthly basis. If the monthly PYE liability is not reach 1,500 or is below than 1,500, then you have to pay the quarterly. April, May, June PYE tax you have to pay on 19th July. July, August, September one you have to pay within 19th October. So within after 3 months, within 90 days. Now this employer NIC, it's a big fact. HMRC have one offer. Employer NIC up to 5K, employer can apply for the allowances. But the condition is that they have to have at least 2 employees. It means whenever director is run the payroll for director himself or herself, if they have one more employee, they can they can apply for the employer allowances. So that means you don't need to pay the 4,084.
So if both are the directors then?
Huh?
If two people open the company and both are registered as the director?
No, if two, no, if the two people, both of them are director, they can't apply for the employer allowance.
They can't.
One have to be employee. One have to be employee. So that time basically we suggest that rather than two director might be, they can have a two shareholder, but one will be the director, another will be employee.
So we can still share in the partnership?
Yes.
One should be the director and another one should be
Yeah,
the
employee, yeah,
Oh, that's
okay. It means Sainsbury, if you buy the share, that means you also part owner for the Sainsbury. You can work for the Sainsbury's, but on the other hand, whenever you are the director for the Sainsbury, that time if you are only the director or two, both of you are the director, then you can claim the employer allowance. So that means PYE tax is also three types of tax. Employee tax, employee NIC, employer NIC, but most of the cases you don't need to pay the employer NIC whenever you have at least one employee only for the 1 month. You don't need to have the employee for even the whole 12 months. Even if the employee is only for the 1 month and you paying over the threshold, which means anything over 1,047 pound, then you can claim the employer NIC allowance. So that means whenever you have so again I'm just recapping the tax. One is the corporation tax, you don't need to pay in most cases unless you make a profit. VAT, you don't need to register unless you reach the 90k. PYE tax, you have to pay these two taxes, which is 7316. Employer NSA, most cases you don't need to pay if you have one more employee. Even any of them, they are married, their partner can be an employee. So yes, I also mentioned you 1,500 pound, and the pension compliance is another thing. From 2017, HMRC mentioned that if any of the company are registered as an employer, they have to follow the pension compliance. But whenever director is the only employee, then as an accountant, what we do, we send the email to the pension regulator. We mention them that director is the only employee, they don't have any other employees, so don't treat them as an employer. So they give them the exemption for the pension. But if you have the employee, then you need to register the employee for the pension whenever the salary is more than 832 pound and employee age is over 22. And employee can opt out anytime. So these are all your limited company setup. Any question? Yes. We go on.
Can I go first? Yeah, sure. It's just a question because I have been working here now since 3 years, and I every time study my pay slip very much, and I know about this that the employee can opt out of that. But my question is, here as in the self-sponsorship visa, since there's going to be a director and supposedly if I start the business, there's going to be a director and myself as well, and then if a staff member is there, so it will be totally on the staff again still if they want to opt out of that.
Yes, exactly, 100%.
That won't be a problematic in regards to HMRC or anything. That would be all right if the employee is opting out by themselves.
It means that opting out and
like myself, I mean, I have opted out the pension scheme. Like my employer, obviously there is a rule, and according to that, employer have to
register you.
Automatically enrolled into that. Actually, they liaise with the different pension companies. So what my question is, if I set up a company and I'm automatically getting, as an employer, I have to enroll my employee.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
If they opt out, and since he or she is the only one employee, that would be a problem.
Yes, it means the opt-out is only depend on the employees. But if you don't want to register them for the pension, then you need to make sure that your whatever salary you are offering is it should be below than 832 pound. Any month of the year, if they cross the 832 pound, you must have to register them if they are over 22.
Over
22. Yes.
So I was thinking there is another one like called trunk like that.
Trunk.
TRONC. It's kind of like VAT or.
TRONG like.
TRONC.
Okay.
It's a VAT. So they're like the I used to get paid like with that kind of amount.
It means you used to receive the money from.
Yeah, I have to receive the money. Yeah.
Are you working as an employee and?
Yeah, I was working under an event management.
Event management.
Yeah.
Okay.
They used to pay me the trunk or trunk, I don't know the word actually.
Mm-hmm.
So they used to pay me with that one.
So are they used to issue the issue the payslip or the remittance advice?
The pay slip.
Payslip. I need to
Yeah.
check that one because with the VAT, I haven't found anything for the tranche. Any other question? Meanwhile, you can check the next one.
As I told you, I have the user number. If I will start my limited company, do I need to open one more UTR number for the
No.
or like I just need to
Okay, your UTR number is for the your UTR number is only for the you, but the limited company, whenever you set up, they will issue another UTR number for the limited company. But as I mentioned, that all the limited company director and shareholder, they have to have the UTR number anyway, so which you already have. But anytime if you think that no, you like basically some of the people, they open a shelf company. It's called shelf company or dormant company. It means basically they don't want to start the business now, but they want to secure the name, limited company name. They want to secure the name, and they open a limited company, but they don't have any trading, which we call shelf company. So if you have a shelf company, then you might can write a letter to the HMRC. Look, I have a limited company, and I'm the director of the limited company, but it's not trading. So that's why I'm not withdrawing any money from the limited company, and I don't want to register for the UTR. Yes. Okay.
This was
Traverse with here, rolled up holiday.
they used to pay me with those.
No, is
You can
okay. I
zoom in,
understand.
zoom in so you can.
Whatever I mentioned is VAT, value added tax. What they mentioned is that VAT. I don't know if it might be there something official, might be language, and it look like the payroll they're running from the some European or something.
No, it's like
B,
this country.
okay, one of the thing it might be the batch, like the BAT is Bravo B, so it's not
I
the.
don't know. They
But
used
it's,
to like.
yeah, it's not related to the tax. I think might be that one. It's not the specific one for the tax.
Okay. But
but
like I used to
yeah.
get paid with that one too. Like I used to work.
Okay,
there's
yeah.
tax.
Ultimately, your tax is a 38 pound.
Yeah.
Your NIC is mentioned in here, and the
And
VAT is mentioned.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this one was the one. So I don't know about that.
Trunk, 100 pound and 38 pound. 100 pound and 38 pound. They're paying as a holiday, or what it is?
No. They
Because
are
you-
paying extra. Like,
Okay, extra money.
Yeah, it's not from the employment. It's another like kind of BAT back.
Okay, it might be like something like bonus or something, or might be the event.
That's the thing. I don't know
Okay,
actually.
okay.
So
You
does
can
it
ask them,
count
but
as
yeah,
my employment, like
because-
if I open the business, like do I have to do this?
No, you don't need to. Like, the left hand side was the whatever in payslip, left hand side is the payment, right hand side is the taxes, which I know about the tax and everything. Yes.
You mentioned we have to have a high street bank account.
Yes.
Suppose I'm already running a business and then I do have the Monzo account and then I'm running the business, taking payment to this one. I do have card machine. So do I have to, can I still apply with this one, like this online banking for the sales sponsorship and stuff? Without getting the high street bank account.
Do you have the any high street bank account for your personal matter?
Yeah, I do have, yeah.
Okay. Which bank are you using?
Barclays, Lloyds.
Lloyds.
Yeah.
They're offering the. I think the Lloyds is offering the business bank account. You can go for them, but I'm a bit doubt that Monzo might be the home office because whenever you are applying for the self-sponsorship visa, you need I think 6 kind of like document. One is your company registration, UTR number, which he can explain you better, and one is that might be the high street bank. It means the evidence you have the business, so that's what evidence you have to show. Even your employer insurance insurance certificate. So if you have the business Monzo bank, I think might be the home office have some issues with that one.
Okay.
You understand? So you need to go
So
for the high.
likely online bankings are more unreliable to this method.
Yes,
Like
if you have the high street bank, that is a bit more acceptance.
Okay.
And another thing with that online bank, Monzo and online bank, you can't set up the direct debit. So you can.
We can set up the
Direct
direct
debit
debit.
can be
Huh?
set up.
Yeah, we can set up the direct debit.
Oh, you can set up direct debit now. Okay, because like some of our
It just
bank.
works like any other high street bank.
Uh-huh.
Just it's like it doesn't have any UK-based office or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That is
so
one of the big problems.
Like they
And
don't have any,
even like no like cash machines or
Yeah.
other things. So everything. But whenever you are applying for the like self-sponsorship visa, our suggestion is that like go for the high street bank, so that will, because sometimes you might like need a letter from the bank, some like balance confirmation or the letter with the stamping. So if you have the online bank, you will not get those kind of facilities, because whenever we applied for the entrepreneur visa, so because and another thing is that UK is keep changing the rule, so that's why you guys need to make sure that you are like top on whatever you're doing. So sometimes whenever we applied for the entrepreneur visa, we basically printed the statement for the £50,000 was the requirement. They told the no, £50,000 statement is not enough. You need to have a stamping from the branch. So if you have the account in the Lloyds Bank, any branch if you go, they will stamping. But whenever high street bank, you only have this statement. Whoever going to do the stamping and other, sometimes you might need a letter as well. So those are the things.
Whenever we are applying for the sales sponsorship stuff, if I open the bank account now, the high street one, so do I have to show them like transaction or anything like up to 3 months, up to 6 months, something like that?
I don't think it's a requirement. I think Habib Bhai knows, Habib Bhai knows about that, but no, it's not a requirement, because no, I think I'm not sure whether the solicitor already explained to you or he explained to you. I think you need only 6 kind of like document. Out of 6 kind of document, they don't need to show the tradings or something, isn't it? Okay. After my session, he will explain that to you. But anything about the taxes, you can ask me.
Hi, I have a question regarding the VAT.
Okay. Yes.
So actually, I'm trying to involve with the business, and they are asking for the VAT number. It's mandatory document to submit. Now I need to what are the forms of if I go for voluntary registration of VAT. So is there any problem with that?
If you can explain, if you can.
Like for an Amazon business, Amazon FBA business, they are asking for a VAT registration number. That's a mandatory documentation for them. So anyway, I have to submit that. Now, as much I heard you, so there are 2 types of, the 2 ways we can do the VAT registration. Either we have to be, earning more than £90,000 a year, and the second one is, voluntarily we can, go for the VAT registration. So now, my question is, what are the cons of if I'm going for voluntary, VAT registration?
Okay.
Suppose my earning is not 90,000 a year.
It means basically you are not rich for £90,000, but still you wants to register as a like basically voluntary basis.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your nature of business?
It's an online business. It's actually Amazon FBA. So registering with them, I need to submit my VAT number.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. You can. So, did you already make the application to HMRC for the registration, VAT registration?
No. not
Okay.
actually.
Okay. Yeah. And
now my concern is there any cons, regarding this?
okay. As a FBA, you working as a basically self-employed or under the limited company?
I'm actually neither. I'm still on my graduate visa.
Okay. So, like whenever you are basically self-employed, that time also you can register for the VAT. But the best thing is that if you set up a limited company and if you register for the VAT, that will be better. And once you register for the VAT, then Amazon will pay your VAT amount. And as a FBA means whenever you paying something as a petrol expenses, so that's what you can claim under the. It means you can show yourself as a reduced rated like traders, which means you have to pay the VAT 10% basically. I think 10 or 11%.
Excuse me, I got one dog. Can you able to help out with this, please? No.
Yes, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. So about the UK discussion, like I think there will be two directors and one sector.
Help me or to encourage for me to give me a chance to invite here, because I always want to be entrepreneur, and but I'm thinking, and this workshop will help me a lot of things. It's gives me clear idea of business, and always I'm thinking, because when I come UK, I did not bring my dependent, and I think this is the chance to bring my dependent also. And thank you, Habib Bhai, again for giving us to give us chance.
Financial situation equal between the other person as well, or like how it is going to be done?
It means how many director? One director.
Yeah, one director, yeah, and the one secretary as well. So one person is me, and the other person is whether who is going to be taken. But what about the financial situation for the equal for the director and me, and how it is going to be?
Okay. Okay. So it means so ultimately owner will be one person, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, and another person will be employee.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so are you asking for
How
the?
it will be the financial, like is it equal for both of them, or like just paperwork is going to be?
If you can repeat again, please.
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute.
Are you asking for the employer NIC allowance?
Oh, just 1 minute.
Any other question from you guys? Yeah, go on.
Suppose I had one.
You are the audible.
Just yeah.
Suppose I have one business partner, so he is also my authorizing person. Okay, so he was supposed to give the salary 30 tax as well.
It means ultimately your tax is going to pay your limited company. Whenever your limited company is running the payroll for £38,700, so that means I can say that every month your might be salary is £3,300. So whenever they run the payroll for £3,300 gross like salary, ultimately net salary will be something around might be £2,500. So from the business you withdrawing £2,500, but the salary runs for £3,300. And the limited company, they will hold the £800. Every 3 months they are going to pay that amount to the HMRC. So whenever they pay to the HMRC, so that will include your PYE tax, your employee NIC, and anything for the employer NIC, so that your limited company will pay. So that means your payment will basically deducted at source.
Okay.
Okay. That's any other question?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes. Yes. Go on.
If I'm going to policy the outer business, then how much taxes I'm gonna pay every month?
Okay. Whenever you set up the limited company, how are you going to pay yourself?
Yeah, that means I'm not gonna set up any company.
Yeah.
I'm taking the help of solicitor to manage this.
Okay. In fact, the sound is not clear to me, but what I can understand that you telling that whenever you set up the limited company, how you paying yourself? So that is the question. Am I right?
No, sorry.
Yeah. If you can
I'm
repeat.
not going to set up any company. I'm going to take the help of solicitor to manage these things and how much I'm gonna pay taxes to the government if the solicitor manages that I has a company.
Okay. You have in fact, the sound is not clear to me. Extremely sorry. Yeah.
Establish business.
She
She want to hire a solicitor for her.
But that's not possible, no?
So like she want maybe this question is not clear. She's like
question is how much you have to
pay tax.
I think she's asking about the accountant. How much we need to pay the accountant if they are managing, paying and running the payroll.
Okay. In fact, okay. One thing, I'm sharing our price list. Okay. However, I will share the price list with everyone, and I'll explain that how much is our price basically. If you can please open, if you go to the folder. Yeah, no, this one, fee package for this one. However, I take only 5 minutes time. Yeah. Okay. Just this one is the final thing of my discussion. Basically, whenever we work as an accountant, we have the set price plan. One is the starter package, advisor package, gold plus platinum package. Whenever the turnover is up to 50K, then our monthly charge is 75 plus VAT. With the 75 plus VAT, these are the services basically we covered, and like some of them still you have to pay, which is company formation. It's a separate charges, one of 150 plus VAT. And some client, if they want the free bank appointment, we also can help you to like make the bank appointment. Then we register the company for PYE. Anything face-to-face tax planning session if you want to do the.
Just zoom in, please.
Okay, yeah, if you can please a bit.
I can watch.
If you can. Yeah, I think it's fine now. And also tax planning session, and also monthly payroll up to 2 employees. We run the payroll for 2 employees. Annual payroll return we do for that one. There is something monthly CIS return which is not related to you, it's for the construction industry business. Then year-end bookkeeping, then full account, also the City 600 corporation tax return. So these are the services we provided, which is our charge will be monthly 75 plus VAT, which is 90 pound, 1080 in a year. Apart from that, as I mentioned, that all the director shareholder, they have to submit the self-assessment. So that means one of fee in a year, 100 plus VAT for the self-assessment. So these are our fees. In regards to the Habibe mentioned about the discount, if any of you want to sign up today, we will offer you 50% discount only on today. Okay. Apart from that, my details with Habib Bhai. Anytime, any queries, any question, you can drop email to me. I'm finishing my session. Sir, yes,
you.
Thank you very much.
You should give us more discount, like as we are all whenever we're going to plan a business, we're gonna come to you and then give you some like reference or something, and then you can give us discount. Not only for today.
Only for today, because basically as a chartered, we are not the cheapest in the UK market, and we are not the highest in the UK market. Our price is basically competitive price. So I always tell my client, I can't assure the price guarantee, because in UK Waitrose have a different price, Lidl have a different price, so I can't assure the price price guarantee, but I can assure the quality of the work.
So they can do whatever they want anyway. So he arranged this seminar for us today.
Yes.
Join.
Uh-huh.
We might get some discount in the further future anyway. So not only all of us going to set up a company straight away, we need to know more about it.
Yeah.
And then when we're going to establish a company,
I'm not asking for the money today, I'm asking for the sign up today.
Give us more discount, isn't it? Like you just saying like, if you're going to sign up today, I'm not sure, I'm not going to do this one now.
Yeah, that's why I'm not asking for the money. I just want to sign up. Means you just only,
Just
give your
want
reference to us.
Yeah.
I'll offer you the service. Whenever you come with 2 days reference, I will offer you 50%. So that's all. I didn't ask you for the 50% money today. Yes, brother.
So you told us that we can get a salary via dividend, as well as a director. So how exactly does that work for your friends?
Means
For example, we have 38,000 salary, and we get 12,500 in cash.
First of all, I'd like to say that getting a lawyer, a mentor, and an accountant at the same point of time is very difficult. And who wanted to say is definitely want to do a business, want to set up a business here, that this guy can definitely help him a lot. from the starting to getting things done, to the correct way, to legal way, and all the accounts related things. So I would say it's very helpful. If I if you tell me to give your ratings, I will give 5-star rating for this one.
And minus 12,000,
Mhm.
we get that as a dividend.
Uh-huh.
So what kind of dividends are? Is it like our company's stock, or because if our company is private, its value, the stock value would not be that high
Uh-huh.
to pay the dividend, or do we get dividend in like different company shares or something like that? That's what I was confusing upon.
It means whatever 38,000, so that means if you receive as a cash or what you mentioned?
Yeah, I mean we have to.
What are our options that we can get the salary? So we can split that into dividends and
Yeah.
in our actual account. So
Yeah.
what's that dividend thing?
Oh no, yeah. It means whenever you are okay, like it's a good question. I'm just answering. Whenever you are self-sponsorship visa, 38,700 you have to run the payroll, because 38,700 you can't split with the dividend and salary. You have to run the payroll for 38,700. You understand? And also dividend you can only withdraw whenever your company is making the profit. If your company have a negative shareholding fund, means your company didn't make the profit, you can't withdraw the dividend. That is the thing. Okay? But yeah, go on.
So I have one more question actually he's asking, and I was confused replying him. So if we are two directors, for
Yeah.
example, so minimum of each we have to take out 31,000.
Like 38,700.
Yeah.
Yeah.
31,000.
Like
Yeah.
31,000 is the 30% discount. I'm not sure that was solicitor will advise. I think
So
according
for
to
example, like if my overall turnover is 60K, and by the end of the year I have a profit of like 40K. So, so if, for example, if I'm like, there are two employees I'm paying for the year for 30, I'm earning 60K and I'm paying 60K, so there's a zero profit. So how can I manage it?
The thing is,
you have a 2 employee,
For example, my overall turnover, only my turnover is 60K.
60K.
And there are two employees. Their
Huh.
minimum requirement is 31K per year. 31 is mean 62.
Uh-huh,
I'm earning 60K and I'm deducting from that my salary is 62. This will be a negative profit. This is how
Okay. In fact, basically, as I mentioned, that your basically company is a different entity. You yourself is a different entity. So you are running the payroll for as a director. But you, if your company don't have a fund, then the company need to take the loan. Company can like take the loan at first from the shareholder. So you are the shareholder. So it means you invested the money in company 30,000 or 40,000 pounds. Then you run the payroll for yourself. Anytime companies make the profit, they can return the money to you. Understand? So that means if you have a liquidity problem, still you can run the payroll for your
And
company.
so mostly corporate tax, you said that minimum profit should be 50K in order to start paying taxes?
Yes, means any profit is 19%, but anything over 50,000 profit, you have to pay 26.5% tax. Up to 50,000 pound, 19% tax. Okay, brother? Thank you very much for all of your time. Good, sir. Thank you.
Hello, today's workshop about to learning about mindset, choosing the right mentor, and learning about the business which will be helping me on the future. I am very thankful to Hassle-Free Education and Asan Habib sir. Thank you for today.
Thank you. Put your hands together. Very nice. I won't submit that. Once you got you remember this one takes 6 to 8 weeks. Meanwhile, after 2-3 weeks, you have got the business bank account opened. Once you got everything, online access and everything, you start trading. The money you will be using for the visa application, many of you may have dependents already. So you have got you have got plan to spend money for immigration health surcharge, visa application fees, and all those fees. Put all the money there. Leave like £1,000 for yourself and put rest of the money, whatever money you and your dependents got, put this account as investment. As investment. You may think that after a year, will it be a big tax? We can manipulate that. As a lawyer, I can do. I always say that lawyers love loopholes. We love loopholes of the law. Okay, you can show it. It's called director's loan. You can take this money back. You have given a loan to your business. You can take out the money from the business at any time. There will be no tax, no nothing. After getting the visa and everything, those are the tips I can give you. So start doing trading. You start doing trading means whatever business you have got, you start doing trading means it should, everyone has got different idea, or everyone has got their own idea what business they will be doing. You should have, there should be some transactions in the bank. You should have, you should start receiving money from your clients. So now in this scenario you can say that where shall I get the clients from? As a lawyer, I cannot give you that sort of advice. I cannot give you, just remember, quote it. I am not giving you that advice, okay? I am not giving the next couple of lines I am going to tell. This is, a lawyer cannot give you advice, so I am not giving you that advice. What advice I am not giving you? That you say your friends that I am giving you an invoice and you pay me money, and I am not giving you that advice. It's up to you if you want to do that, okay? It's up to you. Officially I am not giving. As a lawyer I am not giving. As a brother I am giving, okay? So it is being recorded, right? Okay. No worries. I don't dare much anyone. I only dare Allah. That's all. And I dare my wife as well a bit. Okay. Yeah.
That's the HR.
That's a HR. I mean, that's I don't know. I mean, not only HR. Maybe I don't know what. Yeah, Prime Minister, something else, whatever. Only my duty is to say yes, whatever they say, whatever she says.
You want to be happy then.
Yeah. That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah, they
So,
know better.
Yeah, I know.
third one is employer's liability insurance. That will take only 15 minutes to get it through online. Someone can help you. Someone from our team can help you. It's employer's liability insurance that, depending on your business, it can cost you about £200 per year. Okay, that's another investment. Remember, we are looking for 4 documents. One, accountant will be doing it for you. Second one, business bank statement. Then you need to build the business bank statement. Okay, I give you more tips now. What it is that have a target that after 2 months you will make the sponsor license application. After 2 months means you will get the, let's say company has started on when 1st of October. Okay, you have gone to the banks, all those banks, and one bank has given you a bank account. You got all the documents ready, bank card, PIN number, online access, all those things, everything ready by like 15th of October. So you remember the company has opened. Actually, company you opened on 10th of October. You received all the documents, let's say 15th or 18th of October. So first 7 and 8 days have already gone. Okay, from the day you opened the bank account, first few days have already gone. Then end of the month, as the company, the bank account has been opened on 10th of October. So the first statement will be generated on 10th of November. But that statement you don't, half of the time have passed. So the statement will not be very strong. You have a target that the statement from 10th of November to 10th of December, that 1 month statement is your target. Okay, by then you will also receive PAY reference number, because I said 6 weeks. So that targeting that statement, before that you put your money, put your investment there. So you put the investment in your first month. So the second month's bank statement, the Home Office is not seeing who has given you the money. Home Office is only saying the starting balance of that month's statement is like £10,000, because you have put all your money there. So after that you are doing transactions every week, at least 2-3 transactions. Okay, then total like 10-12 transactions. The company has made about 5,000-6,000 revenue earning in that month, because you remember your salary is either 31,000 or 38,700. And company got other expenses too. Altogether, let's say, in essence, the company should earn about 60,000 a year. That's what I have calculated. Okay, so 5,000 on average per month. So you do that sort of plan. Okay, no one is going to give you that sort of advice. No solicitor will give you that sort of advice. I am just going beyond my limit. No problem at all. I want you to succeed. So you target that second month of your bank statement. Okay, by that time everything should be ready. Proof of ownership, lease or tenancy documents. Lease is a long thing. I mean, minimum has to be 6 months. You get a tenancy agreement. Once the business is more established, then you go for lease or something like that. It has to be, we discussed that it has to be not from residential tenancy agreement house, it has to be a commercial premises like this, or any commercial premises, any where the council has permitted to run some sort of business activities. Okay, so it has to be there. It depends that where you will get it. It can cost you 500, 600 or 800 pounds a month, but it is needed. We need it, otherwise we can't meet the 4 documents requirements. Okay, so it is the 4. And I would strongly recommend one more thing. It will cost you 300-400 pounds, not more than that. Some of you may do it on your own. That is, you have to have a website of the business. Okay, website presence of the business. We do a website, at least basic website, 4 pages website, which can be done by 200 pounds or so. You can, he got connections to those sort of people, the tech people, or some of you might have from the same background. So that is strongly recommended, because day by day, home office is now actually being a little bit more strict than before, and it will be. They will scrutinize more that whether this is a genuine business or not. We need to make them understand. We need to convince them that yes, this is a genuine business. We have online presence. We have got POI reference number. We have got bank statement where you can see that the business has started its trading. All these things will be needed. So I'm not focusing on these 2. VAT registration number can be another document. Instead of these, you can choose VAT registration number, but that can be a liability on you, to be honest. VAT, once the company got VAT registration number, you need to charge VAT to your clients, and you need to submit every quarterly, you need to submit a VAT return. And that could be, I mean, VAT is mandatory for those businesses who have got turnover of minimum 90,000 a year. Okay, so at the beginning, of course, maybe you don't have that sort of turnover. When you reach to that turnover, then you have to register with VAT. That's later stage. So do not go for this. Don't go for this. This is CT600 and CT603. That is for those people. Why I have put it here? Some people, I got some clients who are actually buying an existing business, a small business but existing, 2 years, 3 years old. They have to submit this. Okay. But if none of you are thinking to do that way, then...
Is this self-sponsorship which visa they can buy? Anyone can buy existing business?
Yes, like PSW visa holders, they have got right to do business here. Right to do business here means they can buy an existing business or they can establish a very new business. Or the dependents, they are allowed to do business. Allowed to do business means you can buy an existing business. Okay, yes?
What if I want to buy a business? This one does not have any equity in it, like no value, nothing. Can I buy one?
You can buy, but need to be sure one thing, that the company accounts they have submitted, it cannot be a dormant account. Dormant means that company has been registered, but company did not start its operation or trading yet. Then 1 year has passed. By law, the company has to submit an accounts to the company's house, and CT600 and CT603 to HMRC. What does CT means? Corporation tax. Okay, and HMRC means His Majesty's Revenue and Customs, HMRC. So if the company has submitted the accounts, as they are not trading, the company was registered in 2022, they did not start their trading, only they have registered the company. So the accountant will submit a dormant account. So the Home Office license application will be refused. Home Office will never grant any license for a dormant company or the accounts which has got. If you have got that sort of account, then you need, if the second account is now due, you submit a proper account, profit and loss accounts. There are 2 types of account. One is profit and loss, how much money they have generated in whole year and how much was the expenditures, then how much, whether they made any profit or loss. That's the accounts. If you have submitted that sort of accounts, again, you have to be sure that that company is not in loss. Okay, if that sort of account, let's say someone, you've got a company, last year there's a current, very latest accounts, they have had a loss of 30,000. Don't buy this company, you will not get license. Okay, you will not get license. Or dormant account, there are lots of companies you can buy online. If they have got dormant accounts submitted already, you can't take it. License will not be granted. That's the problem. Okay, our aim is to get the license. The very beginning I said, in the whole process, today's all day time you are spending, or we are here, the main goal we are trying to achieve is getting the sponsor license. Once the sponsor license is granted, everything will be easy. Cost can be assigned, visa application, making a visa application is simple task. The visa can be sorted, all this. If the license is not granted, then no point, everything will be ruined. In order to get the license to be granted, you need to do lots of the things what I'm going to. Someone asked me at the beginning, is it tough? I said it's not tough. The people who know the procedure, for them it's not tough. Alhamdulillah, I have dealt with, I don't know, over 200 applications so far. So not all self-sponsorship, but sponsor license application. Quite a lot of self-sponsorship as well. So with my experience and whatever qualification or academic study I have done, on the basis of that I can tell you that people who know about it, it's very simple task for them. People who do not know, many people do not know actually, for them it's difficult. You had a question, sir?
Can I forget a self-sponsor? Can I become a shareholder? Can I buy some share from any company, from anyone who already running a business?
You can, if you have right to do business in the UK.
Yeah, I'm PSW now.
Yeah, you can.
So, okay.
And that company gets the sponsor license and that company sponsor you. Fine, absolutely fine.
For example, just to clear, one person have like a stationery shop, for example, and they have already two owners. So if I become a third shareholder, third person of this company?
Yes, you can.
So
you can.
After 1 year, what is my my salary range? Is it 31K or the company?
Okay, need to know 2-3 things here. I'll come back about the salary one. That time I'll mention it. Who can get a reduced salary? Starting point is the salary has to be minimum 38,000 or the going rates, whichever is higher. There are some jobs, there are some SOC, in the SOC code we can see many jobs which has got salary of 40,000, 43,000, 80,000, 70,000. Yesterday I did one application, software engineer, salary was 43,000. Okay, but for him it's not 38,700. For him salary is 43,000. Okay, because that's the going, either going rate, standard going rate or 38,000, whichever is higher. Let's say standard going rate is 35,000. Then here, higher one is 38,700. The applicable salary is 38,700. Who can get 31,000? We'll discuss about it because it takes little time to make you understand. From that discussion, you will get this answer. Okay. So our target is first 4. Okay. Second one is, for me, actually, most important one is business bank statement. We should delete letter from the bank. We are not going to submit it because there is no point of submitting letter from the bank. They will ask for the statement anyway. Then that will, we don't want to give them any doubt. In the first place, once they see the application, they become impressed and they grant your license. That's our main target. Okay. So because we don't issue the license from our own office, so we have to apply to them and we need to make them happy so they can grant it. Okay, there is another very, very important thing, which is you have to have, the company has to have someone, namely, the title of that or the position of that person is authorizing officer. Okay, there are three things: authorizing officer, key contact, and level 1 user. So 3 positions can be held by one person. One person means this person has to be British or settled person. This person has to be British person, British citizen or settled person. And since last few days I have changed my advice because I am seeing the Home Office's approach. I would strongly recommend, or this is almost mandatory for our app, if you want us to work for you, this will be another mandatory requirement from our side. We take a break, a small break. Right, let's restart. So, authorizing officer, key contact, and level 1 user. Shall I wait few seconds for some people? Let's wait.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Suppose right now I'm in student visa, I don't work. So if I don't have any plan to go for PSW. So if I want to do any business or self-sponsorship, I need to bring money from my home country, like Bangladesh. So is that would be any problem to get any business license from Home Office?
Okay, there is another important thing I need to tell you first, that you cannot open a business in first place as a student. If you got a student visa, the students are not allowed to do business. That's the very basic thing you need to know. Okay, let's say we revise the question. PSW holder opened a business. They can open a business. Can they bring money from Bangladesh? Let's say I answer that way. Office, it has to be a legitimate source. Okay, legitimate source. Someone can gifted you money here. So that's what I know. That's the maximum thing I can tell you. Now, how that person will get the money is entirely up to you. I don't need to see that. Okay? I'm not telling you to bring the money in through black market. It's up to you. So from Bangladesh, you cannot bring money. I mean, there is a law over there. You can bring money for your study purpose. That's all. You cannot bring money. Let's say if you go there and you are visiting, you got dependent, 2 people are visiting, you can bring £5,000 each, so you can bring 10,000 cash. Someone is visiting from Bangladesh to the UK, that person can bring money, cash money for you, up to £5,000. So that if it's like a small amount of money, that's how you can bring. If it's like very big amount of money, then there is no lawful channel. So you need to, I mean, someone can gift it from here. That's the only thing I can tell you. So for me, as I said, that there is a currently I'm saying that authorizing officer, key contact, and level 1 user. This is a British citizen or settled person you need to find who cannot be your direct relative. Who cannot be your direct relative. He cannot be your brother, sister, or brother-in-law, uncle, direct uncle, or something like that, or aunt. Not like that. This person has to be not a close family relative. This person, and this person, I would say that this is not Home Office's requirement. This is the requirement for me, that you make that person a director of the company. It's not that you must give him some share. It's entirely up to you, between you and to that person, that whether that person will be also a shareholder of the company or not. You can give a 0% share to that person, no problem. But you make him a director. You make him a director. Why I'm asking you to do so? Let's say you are the only director. You got PSW visa. Visa is expiring in January 2025. When the Home Office caseworker will start considering the application, he or she will see that the only director of this company is a person whose visa is running out on 31st of January 2025. She got only 3 or 4 months visa. So he will be hesitating that whether shall I grant this license application or not, because I'm not certain that what gonna happen after January. I don't see the director got longer term visa. Director is only got 3 or 4 months or 6 months visa and got limited leave to remain. So the person will not be confident. They can come back. They can ask for, it's called digital compliance check. They can call you for interview, all those things. But our aim is to avoid all these complications. We want the application to succeed straightway. Okay, so that is why I want another director. That's the same.
Hello. So that was a nice combination of lawyer and mentorship and accounting complication which we need to get settled during the application. So thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful package you have given us. So at least we got an idea and thought, and might be one of us get the right direction and get what you want. It was an awesome experience over here for like it's like more than 10 hours, and we spent it very well. So thank you so much. It was an excellent experience.
Can he deal with the Home Office? That's the thing. If you can find someone who is, I would say that a little bit smart guy, okay? Not too clever, because if he's too clever, then it could be very difficult for you. Yeah, he can say, yeah, after some years, go, I'm the owner of this company. You just go away. Okay, because he's too clever. Yeah, because you made very good profit in the business. You are doing good. Then he'll say, oh no, I'm too clever. I'll need to kick this guy out. I'll grab this. I'm British citizen. He got the visa. I just write to the Home Office that he is not attending the office. All these things. I just dismiss his visa. So cannot have that sort of person. Honesty is the best policy. That person has to be honest. At the same time, that person has to be some sort of capable enough to deal with the Home Office inquiries. Okay.
So last question from myself. What is the difference between two of the lists?
Sorry, sir?
What is the difference between two of the lists which you open in different apps?
Oh, one is immigration salary list, also known as shortage occupation list. Immigration salary list is the list, if you choose your job from here, then you can be paid less, 30,960. And the other one, the same jobs are also in the total list. One is the standard list is for everything. Immigration salary list. There is another list called health and care worker visa. That list, and this one, all inclusive. This is the big one. Okay, this is the total list, going rate. It is also known as going rate. For you, because we had two laws, pre 4th of April, post 4th of April. Okay, for you, you just need to follow these. Don't worry about this. So you will get confused. That is not applicable for you. The lower rate is something which should be applicable for those who were granted in settlement status, skilled worker visa pre 4th of April 2024. Any further question?
Physical appearance is mandatory, must be neat.
Yeah, because you need to submit a tenancy agreement.
You say something bypass or something.
Oh, yeah. We are more interested about bypassing the things. Yeah.
Anything can be online. This is the reason.
Yeah. This is a very good thing. I appreciate that. Okay. As I said, let me finish this answer. As I said that you got the license. Let's go back to the example, the date-wise example I was giving. You opened a company now. You got the second month's bank statements. Then You make the visa application, sponsor license application in month 3, then you get the license within 14 days, then you make the skilled worker visa application, you get the visa within like 4 weeks. So altogether 4 to 5 months. For this period you keep that they keep that premises for you. Okay. After that it's very simple. We can update the address with the home office, so you don't need to pay much thing. There is another trick.
Update the address, so we can use our home house, or we don't need to show any address.
No, you can. It's better to have at least. I would say that at least is called some sort of serviced office that can cost you like £100, say, £100 a month or 150 per month. So if you can maintain that, then it's better. Now, currently, Home Office's approach is not so strict, but after 1 year, 2 year, 3 years time down the line, we don't know how strict they would be. So I would always suggest that keep focus on that how much they can go within 5 years time. Okay. So my recommendation would be keep an office, but if you are like certain that no, I don't have money, I want to save money, you can just change the address. It's like in the bank account, in the bank, you open a bank account. When you open the bank account, you need to provide proof of address, right? Usually, when you change your address, you don't need to provide your proof of address. So from that concept, I got this concept. That okay, changing the address is easier. They are not asking any document whatsoever, just they are asking for this address. Again, the Home Office, at the beginning, they are asking for tenancy agreement. Changing the address, they are not asking anything. So use this loophole. As I said, lawyers love loopholes.
Okay, after your this speech is talking, one thing I understand, like I need to get paid 38k minimum salary, but not only hassle-free. In our social media, we got so many agencies showing us this course, self-sponsorship. There is no requirements, nothing. You can easily get visa, no salary range.
We need to only see what the Home Office is saying. Okay. What the Home Office is saying, that you have to have the salary. Without salary, what on earth that you expect that without having a salary, what's the purpose of this visa then? Okay, I don't know who said that. No, regulated solicitor will not say that. I'm sorry.
I need to see like is there in the Home Office website, is there they say like something for the self-sponsorship? Or you told me that there is nothing called like self-sponsorship, but where I can find this information that there is something like 38k?
In the Home Office website, all I have been saying you in regards to the requirements is all from the Home Office website. Nothing. The tips I am giving you, suggestions I am giving you, that I have improvised, or this is the something I am telling you how we can get the things. Let's say we are a candidate of an exam, and the board has said that this is the books from where we will be asking you questions. What the teachers do when they are giving you the teaching, they give you how to pass the exam. Okay, so I'm just only trying to let you know that how you can get the sponsor license. That's all. Any other question today?
I'm solicitor. May I answer your question?
She was fast actually. Yes, please.
Yeah. So my question is that we need to pay a tax of around 7,316 per year, and also an employer NIC of 4,080 per year in total, right?
One thing is called employer's NI, other one is called income tax, pension, all those things. Employer NI, employees NI and employer's NI. Yes, employer has to pay something called employer's NI as well.
And,
go on.
As I'm above 26 years, do I also still get new entrant discount?
If you, at the day of making your visa application, let me tell you, visa application, nothing else, just when you are making the visa application, that's a very important date for you. On that date, if you are under 26, anything under 26, then you can get the privilege of getting less salary. Okay. Did you get my answer?
May I ask a question?
Yeah,
Thank
go
you
on.
so much.
I'll come back.
So basically, I'm over 26, so I won't be getting new infant discount, right?
On the day of application, if you become 26 or over 26, then you will not get discount, but we can try to find out what job you will be doing or what is your current status. Is it graduate route, all those things. Then we can, if it's graduate route, I dealt with it that you should get reduced salary for a certain period of time. It can be 3 years depending on when you are switching to this visa. Okay. Okay, the other question someone was asking through online.
Yes, sir, this is me. So I'm just asking two more questions. So first question is, if I'm using my home address as to register my business, is it okay? How long is it going to be when I apply for the sponsorship license?
Okay, when you register the business, you can use the residential address. That's not a problem. But before you make the sponsor license application, by then, let's say we make the sponsor license application after about 2 months. As I said, that second month's bank statement is the target for me to have a proper bank statement, to get a good bank statement. Before that, you must or you should have a premises, office premises or business premises where you will be operating your business from, and you need to submit the tenancy agreement. And to start with, maybe you can save 1 or 2 months, maximum 2 months rental cost.
So still you can do like £500 to him, and you can go for the first appointment, and probably in a month or so you can pay plus £1,000, and you don't have to pay until you get your business license. Once you get your business license, then you have to pay the remaining £1,500 because you're gonna make your visa application and all of this. And to be honest with you,
so if we need the financial stuff like the bank statement.
yeah. So for the bank statement, he already mentioned that once you do some sort of transaction, so you need to do this, and after that you can get the bank statement. I'm gonna be very honest with you. In first year, I didn't make that much money, but I have done some sort of transaction legal way. I asked them some sort of, and they did me a favor.
So we want that type of favors.
Yeah. So a lot of things I cannot say you in person here or online, but when you come to the mentorship program, because there are some sort of things I can't say in publicly. But this is not the any illegal thing, I would say. It's legitimate way, but that doesn't sound good. That's the thing that I wanted to share with you. And by this time, I'm gonna request you, can you please everybody stand up? And if you're online, please stand up. And can you please go to your note, visit your note. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to visit your note. What have you learned today? Just go from the very beginning. From the very beginning, what have you learned today? Because you need to stress your leg. What have you learned today? Please just recap. Just recap. What have you learned today? Just take a look. Just do the revision. I'll go for the question. Just go very briefly. What have you learned today? Okay, just I'm going to recap. The benefit of going to self-sponsorship is, so you can bring your spouse. Okay, the thing I forgot to share with you, if I were you today, and if I'm single, of course after getting the visa I would get married. I'll bring my partner so that she can support me financially, because she will have full-time work permit, or your husband will have full-time work permit, so they can support you financially. That's the next thing. And another thing is, once I am on self-sponsorship visa, I can work 20 hours.
With holders of unemployment. So spending money is not big issues for business visa. I think besides this, I need to develop the management skills, acquire expensive sales knowledge, and expand people connections. I think so. Before starting a business, I must thoroughly prepare and submit all the necessary documents to get business visa, I think. And overall, I need to set up an enthusiastic plan for running the business for 5 years. So finally, I would expect to you, person officer, to guide us managing all these aspects and provide all the necessary supports. And thanks for these sessions as well as thanks for these best advisors. It's really worth it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else from online would like to share?
Hello.
Thank you. Anybody from online would like to share? Okay, no problem, no problem. So again, thank you everyone for joining today's workshop.
Actually, I don't know how long my way is, but last 2 months I was collecting information about self-sponsorship from different platforms. But I think today Hassle-Free give me chance to get together all of the information and make a shape. I didn't make the shape before, but today I make a shape just because of Hassle-Free. And I need to thank Hassle-Free to bring two guests, like one is accountant and another one is solicitor, because if I go personally to talk them, I need to pay a fee, much more higher fee, and I know I can't talk them freely like I speak today with them. So this is a great chance Hassle-Free bring to us. Thank you for this.
Okay, the last person. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
I'm not ready actually.
Yeah, just tell us, how did you enjoy the workshop? What did you learn from this? Anything else?
No.
That's fine. That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Just I'm gonna take you 2 more minutes. Just I'd like to ask the feedback from online. Just give me 2 more minutes. Take your seat, please. Take your seat, please. So from